Howdy, and welcome back to another episode of World Bigfoot Radio.
So it's really extra challenging, but that's all right. All right, there's my girlfriend. What do you guys think? She's a beauty, eh?
One in a million.
I love boys and girls. So anyway, when I call, I just go, woo! That's it. I don't try to mimic them or anything. And then my darling here, she does this. Let me just play this way. She's special. All right, so that's her.
But I mean, that's where they are, right? You gotta go where they are. But so yeah, that's research in Ontario, back in Ontario. I got back into it because when I came back out of the West, Paul Freeman got his footage. You know, the female walking through the clearing after found the trackway, baby climbs up its back, and I said, okay, this is it. People will know now, right? He was on Morning America and all that stuff. This in Washington State, and then it just disappeared. You know, it's in the news for a week, and then just gone. No one talking about it. And this footage verified the famous Patterson footage out in California. What's going on there? But at least up where I am. It's different in every state. But yeah, there's totally no interest in, like, there's an unknown biped person, people, there are people living where we live, and why isn't it a bigger deal? You know, it's an undocumented species running around the woods. Why isn't it a bigger deal? Why isn't the media? The media is, well, our media is controlled by the government. they get heavily funded by the government, so we just call it government media. It's different down here, everybody, you guys got different news and stuff like that. Yeah, it's all
No, it's no
here.
different.
We just call our media, they're not armed with the government, so they're not gonna cover it. All right, so the Sasquatch are real. Where are they? You wanna take this? Anyway, that was the last one there. Give me a second, release. They bent 4 trees over the trail to keep the quatters out. They don't like the noise, they don't like the smell. I got a picture or two there. I snuck through that. They didn't bother me, but yeah, if they don't like it, they'll let me know. But here, go ahead, please.
So this is one structure that we found on a camping trip at a convention campground.
Busy campground.
Busy, yeah. This was behind another campsite. We've seen these off trails, like public trails that the parks put through. And after we found this, they followed us back to our campsite.
Yeah.
So, and we knew they were there because
It's snowing.
our dog was very nervous. Our dog that normally would want to be outside instead of in the camper, wanted in the camper. And she knew, we saw Prince the next morning. We've come across several of these, where we suspect are burial mounds. I mean, this is not a random arranging of stones. It looks pretty deliberate. And like I said, they're everywhere, so if you ever come across anything like this, don't.
Yeah, I don't mess with it. Actually, they're in the woods right there. In the bigger picture, there's a gray one over on that side. There's a one that's about 10 feet tall, a bit back, but not clear enough to post here. And a lot of these snips are from videos, and videos have come a long way. I got some old camera equipment that are pretty much like potatoes, filming with the potato, right? But then now everybody's got 4K, 5K on their phones, so hopefully everything will get better as far as research and documentation.
Okay, so this is a picture of what our Ontario Provincial Police call the bear man or the bear woman. So this is very similar to your state police. So yeah, they can't refer to them as that. They can't refer to these sightings as Bigfoot sightings, Sasquatch sightings. They have to call them bear.
It's all suppressed.
It's all suppressed, yeah. So this bear woman, actually a female with an infant. If you look closely here, you can see.
Yeah, in the circle there.
Yeah, that's
There's actually a shaggy one. That's why I use this one as an example of freedom of information. Police knows one. They do leave out their dash cam because they don't want to be the constable or the Bigfoot filming falls them around their whole career. So yeah, so this is just one that looked like a bear woman, bear man, and I thought that'd be interesting to post.
So everybody's heard about blob squatch, right? Why are they always so blurry when you take pictures? Blayne, kind of let us know why.
Yeah, well, it's a quick mean joke about it, right? But it's not a joke, it's their abilities. Reflected hair from bedding areas, their hair has no mandula to it. That means it's hollow like a polar bear. When they duck down in a bush or beside a tree, parcel, they're gone. The hair picks up the color of the bark, the green bush, whatever they're hiding in, and unless you can see the shimmer of it, you lose them. But if you have a dog with you, your dog will be watching them. Your dog will spot them. Anyway, here's an example of a female. This is actually a snip from remember when camcorders used to have cassettes, like actual film? They work better for filming these people. There's a female at the top holding an infant. And I zoom in here. I mean, this is me inside a shelter. But what I want you to take note is, you see the very top of her head? It looks like it's missing. That's her hair caught in the sun. And that's what they look like without the dark area to try and spot. And you see how her left shoulder is missing. It's not missing, it's her hair blending her in so you can't see them. But again, your pets have better senses than you do, and they will be looking right at them, and that's why they don't like dogs. Dogs give away their presence. Some of them don't. just a little close up there. The top left looks like her hair's part of her hair, her cranium is missing, sagittal crest, but it's just the light going through the whole of her hair with the greasy sweat. Researchers have mentioned that they refract the light. Your cameras can't focus on, especially now. Your camera will take a picture of a really nice leaf in front of the Sasquatch. It'll focus in on the leaf, but it'll have trouble focusing in on that Sasquatch because of their hair, their hollow hair effect, and their greasy sweat. And again, it refracts the light.
So this is Sam, the dog.
Any dog lovers out there?
Yeah.
All right.
So, like you say, our dogs, their abilities are a lot more acute than ours. They can sense things, they can see things better than us, and their hearing is way better than ours. So, oftentimes when we were out walking, hiking, we just point the camera where Sam's looking.
Yeah, that's why I got some footage of it. When I first started looking, like taking a little more serious out west, just casual researcher. I want to see one, but over there, right? And that's actually well, I've got that point up a little living here. That also kind of threw me, because who's seen the Patterson footage? Who's seen that? Everybody know the famous California footage, 67 and all that? Well, they filmed a female. Females are timid. Even if they're 9 feet tall and tip their truck over, they'll still run away. But the males are a totally different story. They'll come towards you. But you got that behavior in your head. Okay, if I see a Sasquatch, Bigfoot, I'm going to be okay. Well, you see a female. I've caught females in the open. They always take off. The males will come at you, especially if there's more than one. And I've had more than one come at me and surround me. So when I've accidentally stumbled into one of their areas that they didn't want me in. Alright, so let's talk about how smart Sasquatch are. Okay, they're just as smart as me and you. Maybe smarter, they're just not technology smart. They learn. I've actually seen them trying to replicate an A-frame cottage with logs. Because I've seen someone building a cottage, whatever distance away. I've seen them trying to mimic that. But what I used to do, dude from World Bigfoots here, he'll testify this. Kind of crazy. I used to walk right through the middle one, and then lead them into the open, and then turn and film them. And I got zapped a lot, and a lot of intimidation. I've heard them scream from me to you, and you don't want to hear them scream. They got like 3 vocal cords, so it's scary. They can do low, high pitch all at the same time. And then they got the lung capacity of a moose, right? So they can really scare you if they want to. Anyway, this big guy, everything gray is the bark, everything black, that round shape. And I don't know if our cat pointer things are working out. Anyway, everything black is a classic 8-foot tall Sasquatch street peeking to classic behavior. The shiny black part that's the skin on his eyebrow ridge. So that's how I first started getting them, other than being stupid enough to walk right into their shelter areas. Alright, you never see that guy looking over the ridge. He's watching me. This is where I started the habituation. I don't give food. I don't give him food. I don't want him to be dependent on me for food. I'll leave but yeah, shiny, sparkly pipe cleaners, stuff like that for the kids. But this is a snip off my YouTube channel right there. But yeah, so what he did, that's the male, not very big, but he's got a mate, which I can get into if I have time. They built a little structure right above the 56-second mark, and I was investigating the structure. I'll just pretend this is the camera. Oh, okay, they built like a little blind, like you might get in this deer hunter. They wanted their kids to be able to come closer to me, but still be able to hide on me. Because I was on like an inlet off a hydro line. And then the kids wanted to come closer, so they wanted the kids to have somewhere safe to be while they watched the funny human. So I went over and investigated, and then I did a pan of the ridge, and there's Dad watching me trying to break out his outline with a branch. So pretty cool. I'm running into these things. I'm hearing their vocalize. I've heard them scream. I've heard them, they smell me, come right up behind me and smell me. I'm like 3 feet above me, right behind daylight, but on a remote trail. So let's go on the next one. So I got the attention of Dr. Blayne at Vancouver Island. He's seen these pictures, he's seen my prints, he's seen what I was doing. I was just actually explaining this to America. Most of my scary document encounters, you don't get a chance to document. It's over too quick, you're shocked, you're startled, right? These are the gentle ones that you have a chance to calmly film, right? But a lot of the ones that happen in an instant, which are at least 50% of the time, happen so fast that you get nothing other than the experience and a good story. But because I've been around them since I was 10, I've gotten used to at least the ones that aren't trying to be mean. So I do get pictures and videos and stuff of them. So anyway, Dr. John and his beautiful wife came to visit.
Yeah, so I spent a few days at her house. So Blayne took him out to a couple of his locations and walked around, showed them shelters.
Yeah, shelters, prints. They made some barriers to keep the hunters and stuff. Multiple trees broken in place like a big giant X. But anyway, he came out, he stayed at our house, and that was pretty cool having renowned scientists fly and travel to your house and then go hiking with you through the woods.
And he brought a bunch of his cats to it, so we need to see them.
There's the first barrier that I spotted, and it's just like something you hear on a movie. I had my kids out with me, and actually what sparked this was when I was saying earlier, that well, if Bigfoot's real, where are they? I'll show you. Enough of this crap on TV. It took me 2 hours to find and film the whole family unit in daylight. First try. So he liked that so much, he flew into our house, the little airport, and came to stay with us for the weekend. And I brought him out and I showed him the structure. There's multiple trees there. You can't move that. You'd have to chainsaw it down. There's a 16-inch print, 8-inch wide, 4 inches deep. At the time I was about 230, a bit lighter now, but I didn't even leave my foot impression. And then after this, it went hiking through a bog where you'd lose your shoe or get stuck and go a foot. It just powered its way through the swamp. That's the beginning part of it. But you see the toes and where the foot gets wider and everything like that. And yeah, that was pretty cool stuff. But so when Dr. Bennett and I were hiking, my boy was there, he's a cameraman, and that didn't work out too good. Because when we got near him, he started getting scared, and he wasn't really holding the camera steady, so I had to pull out snips. He's only 14, right? Actually, he played hooky that day, so. Anyway, we're 2 minutes off a dirt road, and there's a Judy watching right there, right from the start, heading towards the shelter and everywhere, where I got some of the documentation of their presence. Alright, so I'm in this shelter, and in the videos and other breakdown people's, there's infants in there. And I don't know if you can see that one, but I'm going to show you a trick I did. There's a little black-haired one. He's maybe the length of your forearm. But the white areas at the top under my little watermark are his eyes and his nose. So he's in there. And mom's nearby and she's scared because little baby is moving a branch around. Doesn't know any better to stay still. He's playing with a branch. And she's hoping that we don't notice it and then zero in on her infant, because then dad's got to get tough on him, right? And I'll get into the meat and dad in a second if I have time. What I did was I inverted it. Now, black is white, white's black, and you can see where the white eyes and the nose, there's the black eyes and the nose. Everybody see that? Everybody see that? You see the white, little white guy? That looks like a
Baby seal.
baby seal or something, big hairy seal. But anyway, that was right in that shelter where Dr. John and I went through. I don't do it anymore, I don't disturb them like that. But that's when I thought, geez, I'm going to show everybody where these things are. They're everywhere. You just got to find them. You got to train your eyes because they'll hide on you like that. and then they'll outweigh you. All right, so
While Dr. John was here, we decided to have the very first Ontario Sasquatch Convention, where our kids basically built Dr. John on everything from Bigfoot habits to...
yeah, they grew them good.
They didn't let up at all. It's hilarious, actually.
This is just a part of the film. There was actually a lot more than this. I just filmed the kids. I didn't want to be hanging out. At the time, I didn't want to put myself in front of the camera too much. I don't want
So this video actually is on Blayne's YouTube channel.
yeah, that's the banner on my channel. Not to plug myself, but Blayne College Find Me Sasquatch. You go see that famous Dr. Blayne being grilled about the kids about the Patterson footage and everything else they can think about. So it's pretty funny.
So sadly, Dr. John passed away in 2018. Big loss to the Bigfoot community, especially in Canada, but we felt very well there. So.
Yeah, he was our go-to guy, like some of your scientists down here. I kept in communication with him a little bit, but you know, he's a busy guy. I think he visited Robin's house after that trip. So pretty awesome, like I said, having this renowned scientist from Vancouver Island fly in or come in to see you, and just an unknown Ontario guy. All right, this is where we get to the meat of the dinner. All right, this is a special 10th anniversary of Sasquatch students, SAS students. 10 years ago, when I was like, you know, remember that white one I got a picture of? Yes, I had a pond. This is the other side of the hydro cut. And I kind of found it by accident. I just followed the signs of tree branch breaking, maybe there might have been partial prints, and let's just roll this. That's natural stuff with barrier too. First print I found, 16-incher, big female. And I cast it. Found their scat, almost too old. Found their structures. That was actually a shelter earlier in the year, more branches for leaves. Trackways everywhere, all sizes, including that big guy up there. All right, so let's get into this. All right, so let's just quick summary here of this. So 2014, abandoned quarry, came across it accidentally, and then I found trackways everywhere, almost on the perimeters. Some going through the middle, but then the equipment would ruin it. The bobcats and everything filling up the trucks. And what happened was the dad passed away that ran the quarry, and the son did the road work. So for a short period of time, I was able to sneak in there until the son took over the business. But yeah, I heard him talking to me, and there's so much activity. The only place, I'm a bit of a historian, the only place I can think of that had all this activity, trackways, sightings, videos, speech, interaction, crazy wood knocking when Lisa was with me, was California's Bluff Creek back in the 60s. Alright, so that's actually 4 trackways right here going up a 45% incline. 3 adults, and over here, which is kind of hidden by the contrast, but you can see 2 or 3 of them. There's a juvie going up there, or there might be a sub-adult closest to me, and mom and dad, teenager, and maybe like a 10-year-old or something. So I'm documenting all this stuff. Not very passable, but what are you going to do? You start finding trackers everywhere. And again, I had to shuffle up sideways up that incline. Those are up 4 feet apart, almost 12 inches deep, going uphill. So you can imagine the size of that thing, the power to power the 12-inch deep sand. And I'm just going to stack it there. Okay, no, I'm not going to look. I'm going to tree line over there. I have to look this quickly adjust. And I'm going to walk over here. And you can see an old road that leads back to the main area where the men work. And that's where they fill up, I guess. Right there. So yeah, I guess I'm doing a little bit of trespassing, but I didn't know this was here. I came in through the bush, just following some signs and... Alright, so I'm just going to advance this. I should be at the bottom here for this, but maybe this will work. Alright, so I don't know if you caught that. I have another steadier clip where I'm filming these tanks. And then there's a giant sized Sasquatch just stepped out from the tree line because I disappeared down a mountain to check on my casts. And you cast and you want to see if they're drying or not. So he got curious, where'd that guy go? And he stepped out from the tree line. And I got really lucky, not only that he did that, but he stood beside something of that tree with the wire in it, the beam at the top, I could go over and measure. But anyway, why I was filming that was I think the kids were vandalizing, they were playing skipping rope with the hoses of the oil tanks, the diesel tanks. They were left to see that. They were playing with those. I took the blame for that though, by the homeowners. They thought the guy that was in there documenting Prince was doing it, but it was the Sasquatch kids playing skipping at night with their equipment and other stuff. Alright, so there's the same tree, next day, follow up. You see that big dark shadow? Anybody see that dark shadow right now? He's gone. This kind of actually created a bit of a conundrum. I thought because he was so big, he was closer. You know, your typical, well, Canada, 10-footer, something like that. Oh, by the way, the 8-footers and stuff, they're teenagers. But anyway, I thought because he was so huge, he was a lot closer. So I spent the whole day trying to figure out, okay, where is this guy? So there's a tree, you know, the tree is an easy marker. So I'm going, okay, so this is halfway, I'm on the east ridge, and he's on the west ridge. So I'm like, okay, so here's this kind of area that raised up. He's not here. But when I went halfway across the dunes, I went up a small little ridge where I thought he was, and then I noticed there was nothing from there until the west ridge, where he stepped out from the tree line. And I'm like, oh my God, he's a lot bigger than I ever thought. So let's get on that. He's by that big white birch over there with all the leaves are down. Right there, so. All right, so the reason I follow up and all that, there was another huge one peeking right there through the trees. You guys catch that? Okay, so let's get into this guy first. Classic Sasquatch anatomy. Cone-shaped head, brow ridge, no neck. In the pictures I have, in the video I have, it's clear. But he has sparse hair on the chest where you see his pectoral muscles. And that guy is hulking huge. How big? 17 feet. The chest muscles was at 13 feet high. And I had to go over there. I had to go over there and investigate that because I've regretted my whole life I didn't. So I went over there, and at this time I took this picture. No one's ever heard of anything bigger than 15 feet other than that way out in Alberta, the 70s, Bighorn Dam. But if you do the math, if the lower part of his chest is 13 feet, 14, 15 at the shoulders, 2 foot tall, 2 foot big head. So he's up around that 17 feet, which I put bang on, but he's way over 15. And when I was on my way over there, I came across across was 34-inch prints. 34 inches, almost 3 feet. Weren't castable because the heel strike, I've seen the heel strike, this one. And then the flat part, and then partial break of his foot went over a flat limestone rock because it was on the ridge, it was worn down. And then all the toe strikes on the other side of the flat rock. And that's being conservative, 34 inches. I couldn't find the very end of the big toe. So I just, okay, the other ones are 32, 33, and then so whatever this one went. But that was enough. Anyway, I was motioning in the video. He's right there. He's watching me. I don't know if you can see that Sasquatch head there, and he's a little fried. He watched me in the follow-up, in that little clip I just filmed. He's right there peeking out, and better than that, he's got bigger brothers over there. See those dark areas? All the tree and vegetation is all light green. I think this is fall, so they're all going yellow. Not a big black area, there's another one, but it's not like that guy. You can see his eyes and his brow ridge, his sagittal crest, peeking out and watching me film where he was, and that's the same day I went over there and measured that tree.
I would have known I would have told him.
There he is again, the pictures are better, they get fried and you move them. But he got his mouth open a little bit, and when I was filming, I was actually scared. I don't get scared too often. That was one of the scariest things I ever had to do. The dude going right over here, he picked out an elephant. But when I was filming, it was an intentional blind pan because I know they won't move if they're looking in the direction. So I walked up the top of the mountain and I went, all right, I'm not going to look. And I just the camera was pointing directly 90 degrees from my line of sight. And I went like that. And then I got to the diesel drums where they're filling up all the equipment. However, dude there, he says, you got other ones closer to you, I said, yeah, probably. I just didn't want to know at the time. And the one that he spotted came right up on the mound after I left it. There's no trees up there. There's just these little saplings on the way up. And this is down on a casting trackway. And on 14-inch prints, a female, 14.5. But he left the roadside where I just did that pan, and he came up to see where I went again, like how that giant one stepped out. They're all curious, right? That gives them away, but you don't normally catch the adults being that curious in daylight. And just had another look. There's nothing out there like that. And then you can see the outline of his big right arm was right there, but he came right up in the area I was standing only 5 minutes before when I went back down to see how my cast was drying. So there's another big boy.
We're moving instead of 7 or 8 cubic prints down in the abandoned sandbar quarry pit. We've heard about 2 dozen knocks, little ones from right here, big ones from the other side of the...
Lisa's the camera lady and all this.
Wasn't able to cast it, not just because it wasn't uncastable, he ran out of material. And that's where I became more involved because, like you said, I had a background working in a dental lab. Same materials are used to print casts that were used in the dental lab to make new products. So what he was doing, he was trying to cast as many prints as he could, so he was kind of watering down the powder, which in turn made them a lot weaker, a lot longer to set, and so he recruited me to get my hand with mixing. So this is me mixing some plastic hairs there. You can see the mark on the left, you guys. And behind me is the yellow material is dental stone, which is a lot stronger. So if you guys get your hands on something like that, that's what you want to use. You can just read through this. Basically, the main thing that you want to do if you're out and about and you want to cast prints, always be prepared. It's a good idea to have things pre-measured so you're not messing around when you're out in the field. And just, the main thing is don't mix it too fast because then you're going to get bubbles in your mix. And if you get bubbles in your mix, it's going to weaken the resulting gas. Not only that, but it's going to interfere with any detail that you might have. And depending where those bubbles are, it might snap it in half. So things that can affect it, too much water, like
Yeah, the water down, it's coming across. I had a backpack everything in because you're going to have trespassing. What are you going to do, right? You can't pass an opportunity like this to find all this evidence. So I was trying to make enough for 2, go to 4, and it actually backfired because my cast was great.
Yeah. Temperature, whether it's the water or the weather, if it's too hot, it's going to set faster. Might start setting as you're pouring it. And that's it. Yes. At the dunes, we also found fingerprints. So this is just a photo of one of them that we actually did cast.
You experience with mom helping it learn to walk. The mom prints are nearby too.
Yeah, like she's kind of.
You know when you teach a kid how to walk, just like that.
It was really
walking, talking, and all that.
Yeah. So this is the showing the width of it, and we actually brought a cast from this.
No, another one that had more slitty toes, is more definition, and that's in Harriet's Bigfoot Museum in Hastings. And our cast of our cripple print, rare cripple print.
So this is another time we went back to the dunes and we found a bunch of trackways around the pond. And they were mostly juvies, and it's kind of neat because it was like they were running around, playing around the pond. But it took us a while to find the best ones to cast because they were rough. They were very, very soggy, and they really was.
Oh, what happened?
That's
Oh, that's one.
So, while we were there, we got stumped at. So there's a lot of limestone in our area.
Yeah, Mom didn't like us spending too much time with her kids play.
Yeah.
So she came up to us and
And it sounded
and that soft stuff, and it's just like that loud like that.
well louder. It was louder.
Daily.
Yeah.
So we pulled the cast, this is just trackway, seat toes in that one. Some of the heels gone off that one, but you know, I was casting the best ones, but you can see the toes in that one. I guess that's like a 36-inch stride or something close to that, 30. And here I am, I'm being too cheap with the cast. I should have put more up on that big 15-incher, but you know, like again, I was only carrying what I could in the backpack. Another reason I didn't cast everything, I'm not bored, but everybody can see that. It's kind of distorted, but Dad's watching me from 4 feet away, just inside the cedar. And his skin's green because his skin's picking up the color of
something with claws or fingernails. Uses a stick.
and then finger marks. I don't know how it is, so I'll put the top over, but big handprint right there. So there's different sizes playing with this hole. They dug the hole by hand. They were using sticks. This is way before are they smart enough to use tools? Well, yeah. They were using, the little ones were using sticks to play, and a bigger one with that handprint there that's about 8 inches wide. They dug the hole by hand, and there's a 12-inch strings around it. But again, Dad was right there watching me from me to Lisa away when I was filming this. He's about 3 feet tall anyway. So there's a close-up of that. I don't know if you can pick up much from your angle, but kind of cool coming across handprints and knuckle prints and everything. And this is the shelters in the winter. And there goes Mom. That log, everybody see her? Everybody see her all right? That log is 3 feet off the ground. And her knees are above the fallen tree. So simple. You guys can do the math. I just guessed she's 9 feet tall, over 1,000 pounds. And that's a really rare picture of a female. Female got rounded shoulders, their hips are displaced from birthing. The males look like basically giant football players. No neck, no waist. But to catch females out in the open like I have, it's really rare. And then the cripple print trackways. I came across 2 or 3 of these, one in the west, one in the northwest. The left foot is just around 14 inches. All the little toes are all mangled, and it's got like a big claw main toe that it used to dig in. Not in this case, because the sand was soft, but I came across 3 of these trackways. The other one was out the northeast corner, and it was all backfilled in from the mid-tarsal break when it pushed off, but you could see where it was using its toe to get traction where it was going. It was digging in its big toe. Left foot, 14 inches, the mangled one. Right foot, 16 inches. 4 foot stride. That's not a stride, by the way. That's another Sasquatch. The next stride is up there above the number 1. Again, 4 feet going uphill. Here's a closer look at that. That's also at Harris Bigfoot Museum. Fun. Alright, there I am holding a shag again there, right? But yeah, the last trackway of that significance was 1969 out in Washington when they found a trackway around a landfill site, crippled print trackway. And you want to see some more Bigfoot stuff? Alright, so there's one trying to flank. Gray guy. Most ours are gray or dark gray. That's what they look like in daylight. There was sound coming straight ahead to distract me. Well, that guy, you see him, he's got like I don't know, triangle-shaped ears or something. I don't know if you see him, you see his leg where it's bent. They walk differently than us too. They never straighten their legs, and when they walk, I guess the leg is not striding, comes up like that. They got a totally different gait than people. That's why when you catch them walking across the road, it looks like they're riding a bike. They don't bounce up and down, they glide. But that's a kid, he's about 14 years old, 7 feet tall, gray-haired Sasquatch flanking me while another one was trying to distract me ahead so that I wouldn't notice him.
So this is just some of his collection here. This is actually just 1/10 of each trackway from Indians. So
I didn't cast them all, just ones I could get something out. So alright, so there's the Sass Dunes. And when I was there, when I filmed the one that Duke pointed out coming up on the mountain, I thought Judy's crossing, coming in closer. So he just left the tree line, and I thought that guy, it's good to see you. I see something here, but then I look away from the camera, right there, and I think I go back to him. I look away from the camera and I lose him with my naked eye. And that there, and then there's a brown bear here sneaking out to see me casting. Caught it in the open, relatively. He's trying to hide behind a small sumac. And we've heard vocalizations and everything cool. But again, sneaking up on me. Not enough cover, with brown hair stood out from the bright green branches. So anyway, that's the Sass Dunes, it's just a brief version. Pretty cool?
Yeah.
So, with all the publicity of Dr. John coming down, the local university film crew students decided to come by and interview Blayne, and Blayne took them out in the field, showed them some of his locations where he's had interactions.
Yeah, I just loaded my cameras. The first thing I asked them if they had life insurance. Alright, so I guess we're running out of time. But here we go.
It's just the cameraman and
Go ahead. She never had any recognition as being a camera lady, right? Great lady walking around with these 10, 17-foot Sasquatch watching her, and they go crazy for it. Would not stop for her.
So we've had activity at our home as well. Obviously, if they interact with you in the field, they're going to want to interact with you at home. And they've never really been super aggressive. We've had some that were, but we'll talk about them a bit. This is just this past summer. We were just sitting on the deck and no wind, and there's a branch doing this.
Julie's in the tree, moving branches.
So we took pictures and found the little guy.
At least you talking.
The bushes.
Alright, and then a bigger one. And there's no dark shade like that in that bush normally. It's almost light green. But there's the parent right beside, come right up to the fence. And then
they've gone through our compost with the food. One time, like, we'd always find a lid on the ground like that, and Blayne got a little frustrated when I looked at him, and we heard two of them running, screaming.
yeah, I talked to him.
There's a field and then a river, and they went screaming to it, and we weren't ready, we weren't prepared. Totally missed it.
Oh, yeah, let me just interject. I had a crappy conference recorder, self-starter budget. Jump right ahead with the professional one. I missed out on so much vocalizations, trying to use the wrong equipment. But there's a dude beating around a rock right there. But yeah, they were rummaging for food in our compost.
Moving toys around the yard, we had picked up a bunch.
That's this month.
Yeah, we're just cleaning up after the kids, and I had piled them up into the wagon, and the next day they were under the bird feeder, right off our deck, on the complete opposite side of the road.
Yeah. So they're still around.
Tapping on our windows, particularly when we're working in the office, working with vocalizations or videos.
Yeah, I had them looking in our windows, doing interviews with Duke and Dave Scott, Stateside Radio, watching the interview, being interviewed about being Sasquatch research. Everybody outside the window watching it. Or we're watching TV, go tap on the window and want me to change the channel. That's boring. Look at the King Kong show.
You really like those King Kong?
It's happening, and we're going to show you something really cool here. There's one at dusk looking in our window. Can you guys make out that shape? Kind of fry it out a little bit. They're just using their hiding tricks, but I did what I could to enhance it, and this is a still. So yeah. And then,
this just happened, last month? We got it at night to get some audio.
not this one, but
Recently, and we're just kind of sitting against the car, Blayne's got his recorder out, and there's some branch breaking behind us, and all of a sudden it was kind of like a horse.
yeah, horses, this is a great actually example. Horses will can do like a huff snort thing if they're perturbed. Something that size came over, and this is right after Judy was trying to get our attention at the back end of the car, and then I guess because we noticed it, Mom or someone wanted us to leave Judy alone, and came right up to us and huffed at night, and that was pretty cool.
I don't know if I call it cool.
Okay, here we go. Outside our window. Decibels on my recorder because it fried it and maxed it right out. Just, yeah, play that again. Come out and play. Shook the whole side of our house. Bang, like a tree falling into it, that kind of power.
And I went running down, what that was that?
What was that? One of those. Who all knows what that is? See those ears? See that snout? Can I get an answer? What kind of cryptid is that? Oh, yeah. All right. If you come next year, you're going to hear all about that. Because I've had some scary run-ins with those things, but I didn't expect them to follow me home. But anyway, we've run out of time. You've been a great audience. Thank you, Nebraska. Go Huskers.
One more time for Blayne and Lisa Tyler. Fantastic. Before we have our next...
So make sure that you're kind to everyone. Safety first, last, and always. Pay it forward. Don't be mean to people if you don't have to be. Don't flip off the mountain giant. Don't poke Dogman with a stick. Don't punt the puck, would you? And for God's sake, whatever you do not hug the Wookiee.